Hi, good morning. This is Mayor Christian Price and Councilman Rich Vitiello. We are here at the grand opening of the new community center, which hosts a wing for the veterans and also a wing for the seniors, so a senior center, as well as a middle area that is a community center where all types of different things can be hosted, or either of those organizations can overflow into it. This is a very exciting day as the seniors have waited long and hard for a dedicated location where they could come and socialize and play cards and do things and have a location that was truly theirs. And so it's a very special day for them and for the veterans and really for the entire city of Maricopa.
I just also want to thank the past and present councils, city managers, everybody, mayors. I don't want to leave anybody out, council members, but without all that prior, today wouldn't have happened. And as I said earlier, without our veterans, we wouldn't be here today. And again, God bless you and thank you for getting us to where we are and living in this greatest country in the world.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I've come up with a family emergency plan.
What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
Me too. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
You were supposed to make a right, but you made a left. And it's okay, you found your way. On a personal note, as I was counseling the two of you,
Bethany Ann Doak, Ian Donnelly, Kirsty Lynn Dudhit.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere will bring us wireless emergency alerts. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.
Hi everybody, Luis Vila, Communications Coordinator for the City of Maricopa. I'm reporting right inside the brand new Sprouts grocery store with the Senior Project Superintendent, Mike Kelly from AR Mays, who's been working on developing and constructing this very grocery store coming to our community in the very near future. Hi Mike, how you doing?
Good, thanks.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the construction process and how everything's gone thus far?
It's actually been a real pleasure to work with the City of Maricopa. From the front office to the building inspectors, fire marshal, fire inspectors, it's gone really smoothly. So here in Maricopa, you guys have done a great job and it's been a great project so far.
And I know some people may be worried that the shelves are empty right now. So when can we expect the actual groceries and everything to be delivered?
The next big step for us here inside the store is going to be to start stocking dry goods. So things are going to start happening real quick.
Okay. Final question. Everyone's really want to know, when is Sprouts going to be open?
Well, I hope you're here the 25th so that you can get your tuna salad.
I will definitely be here, and I hope to see all of you here. For all the latest developments and great things happening with the City of Maricopa, please check out what'snewmaricopa.com. Last week, the City of Maricopa came together for the largest community cleanup campaign in the city's history. Individuals from all walks of life rallied and walked throughout their community, picking up litter in a vow to keep Maricopa beautiful. We received dozens of emails from groups showcasing their efforts to keep Maricopa beautiful by collecting multiple bags of litter during the 2-hour-only event. To learn more about the next community cleanup event, please visit keepmaricopabeautiful.com.
I've come up with the family emergency plan.
What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
Me too. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
You were supposed to make a right, but you made a left. And it's okay, you found your way. On a personal note, as I was counseling the two of you,
Bethany Ann Doak, Ian Donnelly, Kirsty Lynn Doothitt.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere will bring us wireless emergency alerts. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.
up to you all our leaders, both local, city, and state. All of us. We ask this in your name. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Commissioner LaFall?
Here.
Commissioner Yocum?
Here.
Vice Chair Sharp?
Here.
Chair Huggins?
Here.
Commissioner Irving?
Here.
Commissioner Frank?
Here.
Commissioner Robertson?
Here.
Madam Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you. All righty. Call to the public. If you wish to speak, please complete a speaker card and submit it to the chairman prior to the start of the meeting. The procedure to follow if you address the commission are: commission requests that you state your ideas in 5 minutes or less, refrain from any personal attacks or derogatory statements about any city employee, fellow citizen, or anyone else, whether in the audience or not. The chairman will limit discussion whenever she deems such an action appropriate to proper conduct of the meeting. If you'd like to speak, come please step forward to the microphone. All right, seeing none, we will close the public hearing. All right, guys, minutes. We don't have any for this meeting, so we will postpone that till the next meeting. And that brings us to item number 5, public hearings. This one is going to be, actually all 3 of them are co-located, so what we're going to do is we're going to open the public hearing, and what I'd like to ask, if any of you guys have commissions or have any issues or questions and want to see the presentation, we can go ahead and view that. If not, we don't necessarily need that presentation because you have all your documentation, because this is pretty straightforward. It would be on a consent agenda, but unfortunately we have to have public. That being said, CUP 22-01, public hearing, a request by Tower Engineering Professionals, TEP, on behalf of Dish Wireless to co-locate equipment onto an existing cell tower. The proposed modification will not increase the height of the existing monopole and will not expand over the existing fenced compound area. This site is generally located west of the northwest corner of North John Wayne Parkway and West Hathaway Avenue and is within the mixed-use Heritage District. Discussion and action. So I will go ahead and open the public hearing. If you wish to speak to this, please step forward. See no action, we will close the public hearing. All right, commissioners, would you like to hear the presentation, or is there a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve CUP 22-01.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you, so moved. All right, guys, 5.2 is the same drill. CUP 22-02, public hearing, a request by Tower Engineering Professionals, TEP, on behalf of the Dish Wireless to co-locate equipment onto an existing cell tower. The proposed modification will not increase the height of the existing monopole and will not expand the existing fenced compound area. The site is located on city-owned property just southeast of Copper Sky Recreation Complex. Discussion and action. Again, would you like to hear the presentation? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
We have a motion. There's a second.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Sorry, could you repeat who's second?
Dan Frank did. All right, so moved. All right, 5.3, guys, another one. CUP 22-04, public hearing, a request by sender CC on behalf of Verizon Wireless to upgrade equipment on the existing wireless communication facility mounted on the ball field light. The proposed modification will not increase the height of the existing monopole and will not expand the existing walled compound area. The site is generally located west of the southwest corner of North Porter Road and North Allen Stevens Parkway. Discussion and action. We will go ahead and open up the public hearing. Seeing no action, we'll go ahead and close. All right, commissioners, any would like to see the proposal?
No, move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 So moved.
Aye.
So moved. I have a question, though. I don't remember. Did I open up the public hearing for the second item?
No.
Yes?
You did?
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I went through that so fast. I want to make sure we're legal.
I do have I just, why weren't these items on a consensus?
Because they're public hearings.
Public hearing.
At that public hearings? Okay, thank you.
We're going to be working on that to modify this and moving forward. We've already spoke to legal about that. All right, guys, let's move on. 5.4, GPA 22-07, public hearing. A request by the City of Maricopa to amend approximately 16.78 acres of general planned future land use map, more specifically Pinal County parcel number 502-03-012M, portion thereof from existing public institutional P to high-density residential H, located south and east of the northeast corner of North White and Parker Road and Lococo Street. Discussion and action. This is a continued public hearing from the last meeting, so I will ask if there's anybody else that would like to speak on this item. Since it is a public hearing, please step forward. All right, seeing none, we will close the public hearing for 5.4.
So, Madam Chair, Commissioners, Commissioner Robertson, unfortunately, the agenda description again was misworded. Information was not corrected properly on the agenda and the staff reports itself. We apologize. We had some staff out sick last week, so nothing really was corrected correctly for today's meeting. So I do request that this item be tabled once again. I do apologize on behalf of staff.
Okay, no problem, but we keep the number of acres. I just now
Yeah, the
realized.
number of acres should reflect 21.52 and not 16.78. It's in my presentation, I had it correctly, but it didn't get passed through the agenda itself or the staff reports. So we do apologize for the,
All right.
once again.
So that means that can we still have, okay, so we can still close the public hearing? So it still stays open? All right. So with that being said, then, Commissioners, I would like to go ahead and ask for a motion to table 5.4 and 5.5 because they're both wrong.
So moved.
Second.
Oh, that was a group,
I'll take second place.
Third time's a charm.
right? Well, no, they're all three of them talking at the same time. So we got Frank and Robinson on that. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
So moved. All right, let's try 5.6, DRP 22-01, public hearings, a request by Stewart and...
Madam Chair, if I might request that you do the same for the second item since there are two separate items on there.
Oh, you want to hear it?
Individualized, yeah.
Okay, so you want a motion. So the motion that
Yes.
made would be for 5.4. Okay, so can I have a motion for 5.5 then?
So moved.
All right. Table it.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? So moved. All right. All right, 5.6, DRP 22-01, public hearing, a request by Stewart, and I cannot pronounce the name of that one. Tell me how to say that?
I believe it's Reindersma.
Okay, that word right there. Architect on behalf of the Construction Solutions Company and requesting review and approval of site, landscape, photometric, and elevation plans for proposed 47,200 square foot flex office shell building generally located in the northwest corner of West Edison Road and North Estrella Parkway. Discussion and action. And we'll go ahead and let you do the presentation first, and then we'll open it up.
Good evening, Madam Chair and Commissioners. I'm Alex Bosworth, Assistant Planner here with the City of Maricopa. Here presenting tonight DRP 2201 for the Estragen Flex Office. This is a request by Stewart and Reindersma Architecture on behalf of Construction Solutions Company requesting the review and approval of the site plan, landscape plan, photometric, and elevation plans for a proposed 47,200 square foot flex office shell building. In the entitlement process, Chair and Commissioners, they are in the development review permit process. They have zoning entitlement for this land already, and if approved tonight, they will go on for the construction drawings as noted in Part 3 of the process. The site is generally located on the northeast corner of North Estrella Parkway and West Edison Road. It's in the Estrella Business Park. The parcel size is about 4.38 acres. Currently it's vacant. The proposed use is for a flex office shell building, which is in a light industrial zoning district with a employment general plan land use, so it is compatible with the zoning and general plan uses. And just some context here for the surroundings of the site. Overlaid here we have the site plan, which I'll go into further detail next slide. We also have everything in white, which is the Estrella Business Park. To the north of that, we have the Fuse 520 and Innovation Villas. They're both currently in development, both multifamily. And to the east, we have the single-family development of Acacia Crossings. This site plan, Madam Chair and Commissioners, we have 3 access points off of North Estrella Parkway. The main access would also connect to Edison Road and Loma Road over to the west. We have sufficient parking, 127 spaces provided. The proposed height is 38 feet, and this is a 47,200 square foot building. And let's see, actually, let me go back to the site plan here. We have loading spaces in the rear of the building. We also have the front entrances, which will be on the west side. Again, the loading entrances on the east side. And as part of the landscape plan here, we did take great care of providing a sufficient buffer with the existing single family to the east. They gave us the required 40-foot landscape buffer to help transition the 2 land uses. So here, as you can see on the right side, we have the pretty dense landscaping, again 40 feet, in addition to a 40-inch screen wall to avoid any headlights penetrating through to the existing subdivision. These are the building elevations. Again, we have a mixture of colors and materials. We have 3 different colors of trendstone here with metal accent panels on all 4 sides here. We did ensure that the applicant integrate the architectural features from the front to the back of the building to help alleviate any potential pushback from residents. So again, in the back side here on the top, we have those aluminum panels along with roofline movement, facade movement as well. So it's not just one big block. And here are some renderings here. Again, it gives more perspective on a 3-dimensional scale. As you can see, we have facade pop-outs, roofline movement, and those accent panels help give it good architectural accents here. And this is the back of the building. Again, we took steps with the applicant to help bring those features from the front to the back, such as the metal panels, roofline movement, etc. These are the colors and materials. Again, 3 colors of trendstone with metal aluminum panels. The white on the right-hand side is for the doors on the back side of the building. In terms of transportation, Master TIA was submitted in 2020 and was reviewed by the engineering division. The report determined that the proposed roadway infrastructure for the development is adequate, and all the intersections are expected to operate at acceptable levels for both AM and PM peak hours. The criteria for approval for this development would overall entail the overall design of the project. If it's in a suitable environment for occupants, visitors, and general community, it'll look through the colors, materials, landscaping. Make sure they're internally consistent with one another and fully integrated. It's compatible with neighboring development, and it's visually interesting. It creates a visually interesting built environment. In terms of the required public noticing, June 3rd, notification letters were sent to all property owners 600 feet of the site. On June 10th, the sign posting was required and posted. And at the time of this meeting, no formal public comments were received by the Planning and Zoning Division. Therefore, staff recommends approval, DRP 2201, subject to the conditions set in the staff report and with the additional stipulation as outlined in the memo before you this evening.
Okay, thank you. All right, this is a public hearing, so if anybody would like to speak on this item, please step forward, state your name and your address. Seeing no movement, we will go ahead and close this. All right, commissioners, we have questions, comments, concerns? Robertson?
Alex, it's listed as flex office space, but it is also zone light industrial. So I imagine that's why we have the loading docks. Has any consideration been given to that landscape buffer in terms of noise abatement that might occur, or noise that might occur due to loading and unloading in relations to the local residents?
Yes. Well, we have the applicant here to help answer this question.
My name is Saki Rindersma. I'm the architect of record for the project and also the applicant. The 40-foot buffer and the landscaping that we provided along that edge will help screen any of the noise and abatement in that area. And that was the discussion that we had with planning staff, and that's how we addressed that situation.
The drawing shows quite a few trees along the wall. So you'll have the wall, trees, and then the buffer.
Yeah, and normally that buffer would probably be about 20, 30 feet. We've made it 40, all right? And there's also a large area of open space between that and the building, so it's over 150 feet away.
Thank you for considering that for our residents.
Thank you. Commissioner Frank.
Yeah, so maybe a follow-up question to that. Is it just standard business hours, or will there be possible industrial activities beyond that into the night, or is it just limited?
I have the owner here with CSC, Eric Wald. He'll be able to answer that question.
Eric Wall, representing Construction Solutions Company and Australian Business Park, LLC. Although I can't for certain answer typical daylight hours, our intent is that it will be open your typical 7 to 6 p.m. hours, your typical daylight working hours. That's the intent of the tenants we're going to try and lease to.
Would there be any prohibitions to tenants that they can't work all hours of the night or receive deliveries at, into the evening that could cause noise for the community?
You're struggling with that. Let me just let you know that there is already a law that actually states what hours commercial businesses can run, which also would entail for industrial as well.
Yeah. Madam Chair, Commissioners, Rudy Lopez. The code, we have performance standards of nuisance control, things like that. So any complaints of noise, there's certain limited hours of where you can make excessive noise. And so this development will have to adhere to those performance standards, and if it's violation, have to address those violations and meet code.
Okay, thanks, Rudy.
Yep. And specific to our lease agreements, they'll have to be in compliance with noise ordinance laws. So,
perfect. Okay, Thank you. No other questions.
Thank you, Commissioner Irving.
Yes, on the second page, familiar topic. The report determined that the proposed roadway infrastructure for the development is adequate. Could somebody talk to me about what that means? Because as that area grows, I just would like to hear what you think is adequate for that area, determining its growth.
Yeah, so the TIA, it was a master TIA for the whole Estradian Business Park. So it took into account the potential, future developments that were going to come in that area.
But I guess I'm asking, could you right now, unless I'm missing, I see the site, and I just don't know what the transportation flow is to the site.
Madam Chair, Commissioners, Alex, do you mind going to flip back to the site plan, the overall site plan?
Yes.
Yeah, that might help.
Do you have one more slide prior? There you go. So, Madam Chair, Commissioners, if I may, Alex, what you see here is that spine road that bends up north Estrella Parkway and makes a left back to Loma Road alignment. That roadway is fully constructed as of today, so that's a collector road design. And when our staff reports write traffic impact analysis, mean minimum standards, those improvements have been made, and they're accessing a built roadway itself that's designed in accordance to an impact analysis design that looked into the minimum road requirements to meet the type of intensity land uses itself. So that when this land use comes into play, such as this flex office, it's in line with the actual impact analysis that came out of that study that showed us how much roadway capacity, what road design needs to be done, and how many access points needs to be situated for this project.
Yeah, because I think in other projects, you've shown us the average number of trips per day, which is excellent. And I just think it helps us to know that when we see that, and back to the questions about how long you're open, it helps us to make sure that we feel comfortable about the traffic flow when you show an estimate number of trips, all that, peak hours. So that I just wanted to make sure we know you had it in, because I don't like to be in a position. Well, somebody asked me, "Oh, it's adequate." I'm like, what does that? So yeah, thank you. That's all I want. Go. Thank you.
And Commissioner Irving, to piggyback on that, I can send you the master traffic impact analysis as well if you'd like.
It just helps because we get asked this, I do, all the time. And it just helps me to be able to say, oh no, they planned it. Here's the study. It's not just throwing it up and thinking about it afterwards. That would be great. That's all I have.
Thank you. Commissioner Yoakum.
If we look at the approval conditions, I think the items that were brought up are addressed in the conditions for approval. My outlook on this entire project, this is something that we've been waiting for, Estrella Gen, for a long time. It's been going on for, 10, 12 years. It's kind of the first of its kind that's coming to the city. We have the potential for 19 different businesses, and I know that this is the kind of operation where the units are going to be small enough and probably affordable enough that people who have a business in their home, the mom and pop businesses, or the fellow who is just outgrowing what he's doing and he wants to go a little bit further, get a little more square footage and not have to pay a fortune for it, this is going to be ideal for that individual. I like it, and I would certainly approve it.
Thank you. Commissioner Lethal.
No questions.
Thank you. Vice Chair Sharp.
Thank you, Chair Huggins. Ted, you stole my thunder there. You really summarized and said pretty much my sentiments exactly. This is something that the city of Maricopa has needed for quite some time, some flex space that allows some smaller units, some light industrial, some flexible office. That way, like you said, those folks that have outgrown perhaps some of their smaller home-based businesses, just a little bit more square footage. I think this is a great addition to that particular area of the city, and I certainly hope that it's a catalyst that spurs additional growth and continued development in that area. So I think this is a win for the city, and thanks city staff for putting together the presentation. This is great.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm just going to echo that. I'm really glad to see that this is starting to move forward. I've been around for a while and see this has been something that we've been waiting for. And I as much as I like the commercial, I'm just happy to see the light industrial going into play. That's going to be really great. All right, this is discussion in action.
I would like to make a motion, Madam Chair.
Yeah, hang on. We need to make sure that when inside the motion that we have this additional condition on the memo that was presented to us. So I want to make sure that you understand that. And that is that, right there. That the owner shall be responsible for installation and maintenance of the landscape at an 8-foot decomposed granite trail located in the underdeveloped portion of their lot immediately north of the Estrella Gin Flex office development. These improvements shall be included in the final landscape plans with the submittal of the civil set of construction plans.
I'll amend my motion to include the June 27th memo from the Planning Department.
All right, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, we have
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any other questions, comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 So moved. All right. 5.7, TXT 22-02, public hearing, a request by the City of Maricopa for review and approval of the proposed text amendment to the City of Maricopa zoning code, sections 2.5, rules of order and procedure, 18.60, planned area development district, 18.140, common procedures, 18.170, amendments to the general plan, 18.175, amendments to the zoning map, and text, discussion, and action. This is a public hearing, but let's go ahead and hear the presentation first.
All right, good evening again, Madam Chair and Commissioners. Alex Bosworth, Assistant Planner, here presenting TXT 2202. This is a request by the city to amend the code. This amendment will focus on the public hearing requirements for rezoning, general plan amendment, and text amendment cases. The amendment will also propose the inclusion of the completed version of the Planned Area Development District chapter in the city code, which was originally intended to be pursued under a text amendment last year, but was unfortunately not continued into that case. So on the first item here, one of the motions in this text amendment would be to remove the requirement of a public hearing by the City Council for rezoning and text amendment cases. And again, these cases are going to be required to be presented and heard at Planning and Zoning Commission meetings. So it will have a public hearing, which would be a meeting such as this one. This will allow staff to place these cases on a consent agenda, for example, for City Council, and they may always be taken off the consent agenda for a separate discussion. The City Council may also hold the public hearing if they desire to, or if a case has significant public opposition, as stated in the zoning code. One of the other items this text amendment seeks to include is to clarify that major general plan amendments are required to be heard during calendar year they are proposed at a single public hearing, unless otherwise provided by state law. Currently, state law requires only major amendments to be heard in this manner. Our code says all amendments, so we're just clarifying to be consistent with Arizona revised statutes. And last but not least, we're seeking to include the entirety of the Planned Area Development District section, Chapter 18.60 in the zoning code. It does have some missing sections which staff needs to be able to properly review a Planned Area Development District, such as applicability, general provisions, PAD design elements, etc. Again, these are necessary items that staff needs to be able to conduct a review on PADs. See example of missing tables in the current chapter, which are these tables. These are just examples of what's missing in our current PAD chapter in our zoning code. Things such as PAD design elements, which are required from developers, as well as minimum land uses depending on the site acreage, and additional PAD design elements, the amount, how many they have to include within their PADs, things of that nature that are just missing from our code. This text amendment adheres to the general plan and is in conformance with the following objectives and goals: updating and consistently enforcing the community's development codes, identifying available tools to promote housing diversity in both type and lot size for existing and future PADs. And this text amendment also seeks to streamline and simplify governmental permitting processes to assist businesses in locating or expanding within the community. The required public notification included posting on the city website May 25th and a newspaper notice in the Casa Grande Dispatch May 31st. And so far, we have received no formal public comment. Therefore, staff recommends approval of TXT 2202, subject to the conditions set in the staff report.
All right. This is a public hearing, so anybody would like to speak on this item, please step forward. None, we will close the public hearing. All right, commissioners, this is for discussion and action. Let's start out on the web today. Vice Chair Sharp, anything?
No questions or comments at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner LaFalle.
I do have one clarification question, please. It's on chapter 18.170, amendments to the general plan. The current text and changes show that all major amendments shall be presented at a public hearing during the calendar year they are proposed to the city unless otherwise provided by law. And then the new text shows all major amendments shall be presented at a single public hearing during the calendar year they are proposed to the city. Could I please have clarification? Is there only to be one public hearing during the calendar year, or would it be based on the, based on the amendment, there may be more public hearings, but there shall be at least a public hearing during the calendar year?
I think we'll let Nick answer this question for us.
Madam Chair, Commissioner LaFalle, I'm trying to follow the question, but the intent of the amendment is that for city council action, there will only be a single public hearing for general plan amendments. Does that answer the question?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yes. It's just that I guess the text wasn't consistent, so I just wanted to confirm the new text showing the word single versus the current text and changes not showing single. Was single purposely added to the new text and omitted from the current text and changes?
Commissioner LaFalle?
I think what she's asking is why are we noting and highlighting the word single, basically meaning only one?
Commissioner LaFalle and Madam Chair, my apologies.
No, you're fine.
I believe there may be a typo in the current text and changes or new text. As I can see here, they're not consistent with one another. So in the current text and changes, it says all major amendments shall be presented at a public hearing during the calendar year they are proposed to the city, unless otherwise provided by law. Is that correct, Nick?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so that is the correct version that we're trying to propose.
Correct.
Okay, so the new text where it has the word single should not have the word single.
Yeah. So if you can follow 18.170, you can see that the language in red is how it should be changed. So where it says all major amendments, that is the change. So
okay,
that's what the language should. That's the amendment we're looking to change for.
Okay.
Do I need to clarify, Madam Chair?
Well, no, because I'm looking at where it says new text.
And that's,
And-
it
Right,
should,
and that's why I keep
that's a typo.
focusing on the word
Okay,
single.
so it is a typo, okay.
Yeah, okay.
My apologies.
Okay, that's fine then, all right. If everybody's clear, because now I can, okay. Anything else, Commissioner LaFalle?
No, that was it. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Yocum?
The only comment I have, I'd like
Mike?
design elements, the 1860-060A, B, and C, where we're developing, the more design elements design element points are going to be required. I like that. Like to see that there. Otherwise, that's all I have.
Okay, Commissioner Irving.
Removal of the public hearing, I understand why and it makes sense, but am I clear that people can still come and address the issue during call to the public?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure that it's not like we don't want to hear what you have to say. If somebody feels that strongly, they can still come and talk during call. Okay, that's...
Not only that, but we're not taking it away, we're just saying that it's not required. So if there's something that they're getting a lot of feedback, they can have 15 public hearings if they want.
I understand that, but the way it reads, and I know why, is they already having a public hearing. To me, perception, that you don't want to perceive, here, they don't want us to talk at the city council, is they still have, that's all I'm saying. They have a right to still do that during the call, that's all.
And they have our call of public too.
Madam Chair, Commissioner Irving, there's still the requirement for a public hearing for zoning changes at planning and zoning. Council still has the ability to add the public hearing if they so choose. And if there's a call to public on the agenda, citizens can always speak during that time.
I guess, I just want to make sure that's on public record, that people still have a right to attend city council, and that's all, fine.
He just wants to his voice heard to make sure that everybody understands it.
Yeah, I talk a lot at city council, so that's all I had, Madam Chair.
Commissioner Frank.
Yeah, Commissioner Irving, that was on first read, that was my concern too, that we were going to somehow limit public input. And, but after I looked at it again, I was like, yeah, I think this is okay as is, so, but I appreciate you bringing that forward as well. But I have no other comments.
Thank you. Commissioner Robinson. No comments. All right. I've got no comments. With that being said, this is action. I have a motion. I have a motion. Wow, can't even talk. I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any other comments?
One comment, please. I just want to make sure that I will agree to it. I just want to make sure that the agreement is with that single correction in that paragraph that I mentioned earlier.
Commissioner LaFalle, that's being corrected.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Seeing no other comments, we have a motion and a second for approval. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 So moved. Thank you. All right, well, look at this. Reports from commission and staff, and here we thought we were going to be
Madam
here
Chair,
all night.
Commissioners, I just want to give you guys a heads up that the State Arizona Planning Association will having its state conference in August, which we formally invite commissioners to attend. We do have budget for that. So I'll be inviting you guys to attend that. We have to be mindful of quorum. So if interested, I'll have Brittany send over the information to the commissioners to see who will be interested in attending the conference. I believe it's in late August. Don't hold me down to this date, but we'll get you, I want to say it is the 24th, 25th, and 26th of August. It will be in Scottsdale, up there. So, other thing, with the tabling one of the items for today, we're looking like our next P&Z Commission meeting will be July 11th, followed by the next the second meeting as well. We do have items for July 25th.
We're going to be heavy next week or the next meeting.
The July 11th, it may be just to kind of finish up the rezoning for this one, just get it taken care of. And then the July 25th will be a heavy meeting as well.
Sounds like, never mind.
Madam Chair, Commissioners, that's all I have to report.
All you got. All right. And I don't think we have the need for an executive. So with that being said, I will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I have a motion, there's a second. We have a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 So moved. Thank you, guys.